What is going on, guys? DBG here, and today we're going to be talking about the market in MyTEAM. And we're going to be talking about the market in MyTEAM as well as a couple of other factors or other things in the game that are causing the market to be the way it is. And I'm going to explain what this means for the future of the game mode, because if you guys don't know, we're getting some grinds. We're getting some grindable cards. So we have had here, we look in collection rewards. I think, are they in season rewards? Trying to think where the cards are. So yeah, they're in season rewards. So we had all of these, like, obviously the normal season rewards, but we had all the like diamonds, all the pink diamond cards. We've had all of these in season 4 rewards. So we had a bunch of really good cards. And then there were moments of the month rewards, which were basically which are the rewards, so every single month. So obviously these all, yeah, there was a lot of these. There were like 20 of these, and then you got the Marderos, which was a really, really cool concept. So the crazy thing is that people are like, oh, these cards aren't particularly great, but what they have done is they have pushed the price of the like lower mid-tier cards down to a scarily low amount of empty. Certain lower mid-tier cards, because, for example, someone like, I'm just gonna say not hypothetical, somebody like a Andrei Kirilenko diamond. I know there are no cards that are even comparable to an Andrei Kirilenko diamond, but at the same time, like, a kind of newer player might say, instead of paying a little bit for Andrei Kirilenko diamond, sure, look, I'll just use Franz Wagner. Like, I know they're not similar players, but that's just the first players I could think of, because they're both same positions, about the same height. But that's kind of the way it seems to be going, is that, like, there are a lot of guys in the auction house that previously would have been about 20, 25k that have tanked. Like, they are the types of players that are tanking. And the only reason I noticed this is because I was making a video, and I was making a video of the top 10 players under 10k, and I noticed this. And pink diamonds, again, pink diamonds are pretty much tanking as well. Like, you're seeing 30k for Balake Griffin. I just want to see what price some of these are. Like, say under 26k. Like, you're getting the Christmas codes. You're getting Kevin Love now at that price. You're getting Blake obviously at 20k. Nash is now at 25k. So you're starting to see, especially since we got the first Dark Matter. So it's now no longer Pink Diamond, as Pink Diamond is not even the second highest tier. There was a stage when Pink Diamond was essentially the highest tier. Like, when there were only 3 or 4 opals in the game. Now there are enough opals in the game that you can make an entire video going over them. Like, I made an entire tier list today on opals, and you guys can see your Pink Diamonds, like the bad Pink Diamonds, are tanking. Like Wall's even stabilizing in price. Like, Wall was back up at 40 at one stage. Billy Cunningham's 26k. That's actually a steal. That's a really good price. So, like, all of these pink diamonds are coming in cheap. They are coming in cheap. Freaking Dove's 26k, like. There are still people to this day competitively that use Dolph. Even Mass Dolph is that price. So you're seeing these guys are dropping. And I would have thought that, like, the lowest point they were going to hit. I really thought that the lowest point they were going to hit was Friday. But I think because moments of the month are coming out in a few days, nobody wants to buy. I think everyone's sitting there like, okay, I don't want to buy any cards. This is moments of the month cards. So the only cards that are retaining their value are the best of the best. So, like, those super high-end cards are retaining their value. And the reason why the super high-end cards are retaining their value is because, like, yeah, we know for a fact that, like, even with Tatum, we know for a fact none of those cards are going to be anywhere close to, like, the just, like, demigod level cards that we're going to be getting. Or none of the cards we get free are going to be close to demigods we have in packs. But, like, look at diamonds for under 5k. Kirilenko. Mad. You're looking at Darius Miles and Sura, who have dropped in prices the weekend. Like, everyone was going mad at me with my Sura video, being like, oh, Sura is now, like, I think I said less than 5k with Sura. And I'm like, oh, Sura is now 6k. And I was like, it is 3k. There is legitimately 3k now, like. It's all supply and demand. And the thing is that 2K, and a big reason why this is happening as well, is that more and more with these packs, you're seeing guaranteed packs. I mean, there's guaranteed packs, considering the way they adjust the odds. Like, you're getting a diamond almost as often as you're getting a ruby, like. And it's not long until Amethyst are the lowest players in packs. Actually, it is. It is. It's probably about 2 months until then. But still, we're getting some, like... We're getting diamonds cheaper and cheaper. And no matter... And, like, it's not even a case of the diamonds being bad anymore. Like, Josh Smith is 6,000 MT. Like, Josh Smith is legitimately 6,000 MT. So I'm just going to check diamonds that I do not own. We're getting masked AK for 500. Not even the non-masked. The freaking masked AK for that price is mad. Obviously, the current cards are the current cards. Let's not worry about them. But, like, we're seeing even Aaron Gordon. He had gone up above 5 and he's back down below 5. You're seeing a lot of decent cards again. I don't understand. Why did AK get so cheap? There has to be a reason why Master AK got so cheap. Either way, it doesn't matter too much. But, like, you're seeing it now. Like, these guys are going down in price. But the Opal prices are staying the same. So when a lot of people are talking about the market crash, they're like, obviously, like, some cards, they're naturally just going to go down in price as time goes on. Like, cards depreciate in value. But everyone's talking about, oh, like the market's not crashing. The market's not crashing. These high-level players are staying kind of the same price. But that's the thing is, like, these cards might be staying the same price. Because a lot of these guys, well, maybe unlike, like, maybe not Bosch or Zion. But, well, Zion's under 100. But, most of the, Galaxy Opals are better than any sort of free cards. So they're obviously going to keep their price. The guys looking for the best team are still going to buy their Galaxy Opals. However, the mid-level guys, the guys that don't spend money on the game, are mostly just using free cards. Like, I got 1 million MT. And the reason, for people wondering why I don't spend my 1 million MT is, like, this is for content. Like, I only buy cards for content. I do not care about this game. Like, about how good my team is in this game. I want to be able to beat every offline challenge. I want to be able to win 80 to 90% of my clutch time games. And I want to be able to win 80-90% of my TTO games. The only reason you need a God Squad is if you're playing Unlimited or competitive, and I don't play either of them. So I'm perfectly happy card collecting, trying out cards, having fun with this game. It's a lot more fun this way. I could not give two SH1Ts what you guys think. I'm having more fun playing. Like, this is, outside of Unlimited, this is the most fun I've had playing 2K in years, so I'm not going to change. But yeah, that's the thing. All of these guys, like, every time a new pack comes out, the diamonds are tanking in price because the upper tier guys are staying at that kind of ridiculous level. Like, there is no reason for a Robin to be 200k. There are no reason for a lot of these Galaxy Opals to be anywhere near the price they are. So, like, because those cards are getting so expensive and the other lower guys are getting packed so often, I think genuinely that it's a case where there are deals to be had. Whether it be a pink diamond Kristaps Porzingis, whether it be a pink diamond freaking Kirilenko. Like, again, if I was playing competitively, this is the first player I'd buy. Like, if I was playing competitively, pink diamond Kirilenko. Obviously, this is a freaking 6 extra half badge one. But, like, you're looking at pink diamond AK for under 50k. You're looking at Kristaps for under 50k. Like, these guys are, like, stupidly low priced for how good they are. And these cards were a thing last year to be 100k, 45k for AK. So, lads, honestly, when it comes to these cards, the market, unless you are going for the top tier cards, a little bit like the way I went in FIFA. No, there's not really any cards that are worth spending much on. Like, you can get 50k alternatives for every card that are essentially as good. Like, yeah, LeBron's great, but you can just get Rudy Gay. Yeah, Rodman's great, AK's better. Yeah, Yao is good if you spend all your time on Yao, but you better believe Kristaps is better. Like, Anthony Davis is good. Serge Ibaka or Josh Smith is comparable for 6,000 MT. Serge Ibaka, if you want to play AD center, is very similar. Like, right now, I think a big reason why there are so many, basically, there is an abundance of unbelievably good cheap cards because it's supply and demand. The supply is so high for these, like, god tier cheap diamond cards that they're staying low in price. And then because most people that want them have them, the demand for those, like, mid-tier cards is gone. So like the demand for example, the David Robinson's still a high tier card. The demand for, I need to just even see who are pink diamond centers. Not name. The demand for a Shaq is gone. The demand for the likes of Embiid is just gone. A Dave Counts. Like there is no demand for the, like Kristaps is Kristaps. There's just so much supply of Kristaps. The reason why he's cheap is that. But like even the demand for someone like an Arvydas Sabonis, like he was a freaking 100, 200k a week ago. Like Marcus Gasol, like these guys are rare, but there's still no demand. So even though there's no supply of these guys, there's still no demand for a lot of these. So you're seeing them drop in price because nobody wants them. Because at the same time, if you're going for paying 40k, you're buying Kristaps. And if you're not buying Kristaps, you're not buying any of those guys around that price because you're just buying, for example, you're buying a Josh Smith or an Ibaka or a Birdman. And then what's ended up happening is that those guys that were being around the price of Kristaps are now all dropping in price, regardless of the fact that they're still rare. It's just that previously there was no demand, there was no supply of them, but there was still a demand for these cards, and now the demand is completely going. So the cheap budget cards, and a lot of people are saying, oh yeah, sure, the cheap budget cards are just pushing down the price of diamonds, and they're really not. First of all, they are doing that, but that's not all they're doing. Is they're pushing down the price out of a lot of the pink diamonds. The reason why people are not noticing the fact that we are currently in the middle of the biggest market crash ever is because the market crash is not affecting the cards that a lot of people do care about. At the same time, like there are an awful lot of people that care about the cheap cards, but the market crash is not affecting the pink diamond or the opals. Like opals are going down by regular depreciation. The longer cards are in the game, they're going to depreciate value. They're just going through gradual depreciation. It happens every year. It happens with every card. But especially this time of the year, because I always say it, January till April is normally when the cards have their biggest depreciation. Like a card, for example, a card that's good now, a base card, like if you go and get a 15 half badge card now, we're going to be seeing 40 half badge. We're going to be seeing 30 half badge pink diamonds. We're going to be seeing 50 half badge cards in April. So like we always just have to know that the game progresses slowly until January, and from April to the end of the year progresses pretty slowly as well. But from like January to April, it progresses. It goes from 0 to 100, or say it probably goes from 0 to 20 up until January. It goes from 20 to 80 in those 3 months in the middle, and then the rest of the year is just those last 3.5 months is like 80 to 100. So like it has most of its things. So I do have to take that into account. So these cards are going to depreciate fast. But the thing is that these are not having sudden crashes, which is what most people deem with a market crash. A card that's like 300k one day and the next day is 150k. And again, it's happened to Rodman purely because the day he came out. It happens the day every card comes out. But like you're seeing Ja at 315k. Zion's been at 100k for over a week. So these guys aren't crashing in price. But the guys that are crashing in price are these diamonds. Are these pink diamonds that Dave Cowan suddenly in the 20,000 MT mark. These are the guys that actually are crashing in price. And these are the guys you guys gotta look at when you are like kind of determining the market, because there is still a market for the top cards. Like people still do want them, but there are very few people that are looking. If you've got a lot of, like, I don't know what to do, honestly. If you've got a lot of just dead weight pink diamonds in your collection, I don't know what to do, because if you sell, you're getting nothing right now, and they're not going back up in price. And like the fact is, if you try to sell today, there's gonna be panic selling. Like the reason why they're not gonna go back up in price, and a lot of people are saying, oh no, but like the market's gonna rebound. It's like, it's not gonna rebound. Trust me, it's not gonna rebound. The reason why it's not gonna rebound is nobody wants the cards. So especially if you're looking at like Dave Cowens is a 75th, so maybe for someone like him. If you're looking at a Blake Griffin hypothetical situation of Blake, why would anyone use Blake Griffin over Josh Smith? Why would anyone use Blake Griffin over Josh Smith? There is no reason for that. So like Blake Griffin's not going to rebound in price, because even if he does get rare, because he's not rare in the first place, but even if he somehow gets rare, nobody wants the card, because like again, for cards to go up, the demand has to outweigh the supply. And even if the supply gets smaller, if there's no demand whatsoever, the prices are not going up. And that's what's going to happen to these cards. A lot of people say, oh, they'll get rarer, like cards aren't going to be putting up and they're going to spike back up in price. They might creep back up. They really might creep back up. But you will see a rise in the price of Josh Smith, Ibaka, and all of those other cheap cards. And for all point cards that have dropped in price, you will see a rise in Sura before you see a rise. If you see a rise in Sura, you'll see a rise in everything else. If you see a rise in Josh Smith or a rise in Ibaka, then you'll start to see a rise in everything else. But the cards to keep an eye on are those god tier cheap cards, because they are the ones that control the vast majority of the market. The price of those and the availability of those cards control almost everything. Because I know most of you guys watching this video are just looking at the high tier cards, but that is only a very small percentage of the market. Most of the market is either controlled by supply and demand, as in these cards here for tokens. Like these cards are literally controlled by rarity. If there's none of these cards in the market, you can put one up for 4K and it's probably gonna sell. If there is even one or two of these cards in the market, you're like getting less than 1,000 MT. These current series, I don't know anything about heat checks, but current series 1 and base set, if anything, luck. Again, you put up a price, you hope to God that there's nobody undercutting you and someone wants to buy. Like, it is literally luck. There is no real method to this. You put, like, I can't remember who it was. I had a gold and I put one of the golds up for 3,000 MT. And I put another one of the golds up for 800 MT an hour later. And the 3,000 one sold, the 800 one didn't. In an hour, just as an experiment. So like literally, these two are luck. And for these premium cards, again, as long as 2K just keep putting out these demigod, amethyst and diamond cards, and even pink diamond cards in guaranteed packs, yeah, the price of cards are going to consistently go down, because they're the guys that control the market, not the top opals. The opals will depreciate once Dark Matters come out. They're gonna fall back into the pack of being kind of where pink diamonds are right now, but that's not for another couple, at least month. So anyway, that's the video. Just a bit of a weird one talking about the market, explaining how things are and why things are the way they are. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.